Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong life for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Friday edition, Finance Friday edition of Wealth Coffee Chat. So I was reading a book about loans the other day, and it was quite interesting. Next Tuesday is a big day, and everybody's questions around interest rates and whether they're coming down or not. The answer that I can see from the major banks, looking at their fixed rates and what they've been doing over the last few weeks, all four major banks have dropped their fixed rates, which is a great indication that they believe that the RBA will be cutting rates next Tuesday. But what does that actually mean? I mean, what do you do once the rates have dropped? Last week I spoke about the timing around when banks will actually let you know how much they're dropping rates by and when the rate drops will actually apply to your loan. Morning, Justin. Thanks for joining. So once the announcement has been made, you will need to keep an eye out because your lender will send out either an email or a letter to advise how much the rate will be dropping on your loan and when the rate drop will actually apply. And it can be, between 1 to 3 weeks after the letter. The second thing I would recommend is to check with your lender if this actually means a reduction in your repayments. In the past, there have been a lot of lenders who actually haven't reduce the actual repayment on the loan. They've definitely reduced the rate. Now this just means that you've been paying off your loan faster, but if cash flow is something that is a concern, then you will need to keep an eye out on the repayments and whether that actually has been reduced. And if it hasn't, reach out to them and let them know that you would like to reduce it to whatever the minimum repayment is, depending on your repayment cycle, whether it's weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. It is also a really good time to have a chat with your broker to see what else is there in the market. Now, once the rates have dropped, there tends to be a lot of shuffling around for the lenders, which means that there may be some lenders out there who are going to have really attractive rates, and the reduction in the interest rate may put you in a position to be able to take advantage of that. So it's worth actually having a conversation with your broker getting the value of your property checked, because that could also influence how much influence the interest rate that some of the lenders can actually charge you. Now, I just wanted to actually share with you one of my broker's clients. Last week, one of my broker's clients came back to the broker and spoke to him about lending, as he needed to finalize a purchase. And the situation arose that a few months back, the client said the lenders called him up and actually spoke to him about taking a break from his repayments. Now, the client thought, hey, that sounds like a really good idea. If you're willing to, let me not pay my loan for 6 months, and I'll take you up on that. Now, the client didn't need this. The clients had, over $100,000 in their offset account. But by saying yes to the lender, the clients actually agreed to being on financial hardship. Now, whether the bank should have done this is another question. But I wanted to share this because by saying yes to this and not understanding the full impact of it, it actually resulted in the clients not being able to refinance their loan with a top tier lender. So they've had to go to a non-conforming lender and do a temporary loan because they needed to complete this purchase. If it sounds too good at the time, we have to be vigilant. We have to ask the questions. And we have to take the opportunity to go away and think about whether that is actually going to be beneficial for us and what the actual impact is. If it's too good to be true, then what is the actual catch? Unfortunately for this client, they've had to learn that the hard way. It was great that they still had a solution, but a phone conversation ended up costing them tens and thousands of dollars in interest. So the thing I want everybody to remember is that banks do not want you to stop paying their loans, because if you stop paying the loans, it actually costs them money. So by the client saying yes, what he agreed to is financial hardship. Now, I guess the question is, what is financial hardship? There's two types of financial hardships. There's the first one, which is temporary. So temporary financial hardship means there's a reduction or a defer in the regular repayments for an agreed period of time. And then there's a permanent variation, which is an amendment to your actual loan contract. So what you're doing there is asking the lender to extend the term of the loan, which will actually mean that there's a reduction in the monthly loan repayment. How long does financial hardship stay on your credit file? Financial hardship stays on your credit file for a year. So if you needed financial hardship and you requested it from the banks, they can offer that. They can offer you financial hardship anywhere between 3 months to a year. And once that's completed, that will stay on your credit file for another year before it gets removed from your credit file, which means when you refinance, the income lender won't know about that. The other things to keep in mind when you're on financial hardship is if you have any funds in redraw, because most lenders will freeze the money that you have in redraw. So if you're requesting financial hardship, make sure that you take out that money and put it in a transaction account that you have access to and that the banks can't freeze or take. The banks can't stop you from taking it out. That's all. I wanted to share that story because sometimes we get asked things from lenders that we actually don't know what type of impact that it has on our future borrowing. So be vigilant and make sure that you ask questions, especially if a lender's calling you up and asking you for this and you've been working with a broker. You need to reach out and have a conversation with them because we want to make sure that we avoid situations like the one my client, my broker client got stuck into. All right, guys. I'm actually going to be away next week, so one of my team will be taking over our Worth Copy Chat. But have a wonderful Friday and an amazing weekend, and I will catch you in a couple of weeks.